Peace. Hmm. Hmm. Happy now. Now's the vibrative course. I ain't gonna sing it this time. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. I got a interesting, not even say interesting concept, but just realizing how much this is a reality and how much this, goes with the flow of things. But what I was basically getting into is some of your indecisiveness comes from being a part of other people's manifestations, and basically your indecisiveness comes from the co-creating abilities and from other people's manifestation. What I mean by that, let me rephrase that, not just all indecisiveness comes from you know outside of you, but what I'm meaning is like say for instance we all have our own consciousness, you know what I'm saying, but in essence we are co-creating, and somebody focusing on something over here, somebody focusing on something over here, we all got different points of focus, creating that centripetal force, through points of focus. But you know I was thinking about how we're so much. I always bring up, like, in essence, how we all are figments of each other's imagination. Like, like if I was I'm walking somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I had plans to be somewhere, and I'm walking. And it's something that I plan consciously to go to and everything. But then all of a sudden, another thought hit my head. All right, Corey, but let's go, let's switch it up, let's go over here, you know what I'm saying? I forgot you gotta pass by Ralph, so you gotta pass by this store, you know what I'm saying? Something that, pops up, like, all right, change your plans, you know what I'm saying? Then when you get to that place, you realize that you meet somebody that was really, really extremely happy to meet you, or you meet somebody that like where you had a life changing experience with them, where you really helped them, or you meet somebody who you knew, or or somebody you hadn't seen in a long time, you know what I'm saying? But reason being, and that's what I meant by your indecisiveness, could come from other people's manifestations or from co-creating. Because say for instance I had a plan in my head, I'm going through with what I'm trying to manifest, but then the thought pop up to go here, and then as I go here, is obvious to the fact that somebody else was thinking about either, me, as far as like the being of Carl Ray, thinking about me, or thinking about the vibration of me. Like, say for instance, I could gravitate somewhere where somebody was like thinking about Rastafari, and a female was thinking about how much they love a brethren that that look Rasta, and deal with crystals and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I pass in front of her, and she's like, oh, like, that's what I was just thinking about, just focusing on. Well, basically her focus, an example, you know what I'm saying? Her focus overrode the strength of me, going wherever I had planned. I guess in essence it probably was something that, wasn't that important, or I didn't have enough of focus on, and then somebody else, co-creating, manifesting thoughts, you know, popped up, and then I start feeding into that, where where catch an urge, like, all right, well, let me go to the store, and then I end up, like I say, coming across somebody who was just thinking about either a roster, or thinking about how much, like I said, she loved a version that looked like this, or just thinking about me in general, like somebody that no man was like thinking about, boy, I ain't seen Corey in a minute. I really, you know, I really like her. I really like Universal Frequencies, who I just saw on Instagram, and they that thought and all that is very strong, and that could sway me to to go away from where I had planned and to pass in their experience. You know what I'm saying? So just thinking about that, because also too, what a lot of people don't get, somewhat in the same vibration of this conversation, but also just we are physical extensions of our higher self. Like, in essence, we don't even really control anything. You know what I'm saying? Even when we say, oh yeah, you want to control your manifestations, you want to be a deliberate creator, in essence, it still kind of comes from our higher self. You know what I'm saying? You could just think of yourself as a physical foot soldier, sending out signals, almost like a remote control in essence. You know what I'm saying? But like a physical extension of your higher self, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, creating like, all right, I rather this experience, all right, and it's like sending a message to your higher self, and your higher self will send it, send it into your experience if you're not blocking it with your ego, you know. But we are like, that's why, matter of fact, where with manifestation is called the art of allowing or surrendering or getting in the receiving mode. It's because we're not necessarily in control, you know what I'm saying? Like our humanity is not in control of the situation. It's our spirit, it's our soul, it's that source vibration that's in control, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with, with the situations where, like I say, where you could come across some indecisiveness, or or end up being led in a different direction because of somebody else focus on you, or or on some dealing with you is so strong that it takes you away from whatever you was doing, because whatever you was focused on wasn't as strong as mathematics. How you used to have a greater than or less than little sign, as above so below is the mathematics of the universe, you know what I'm saying? So obviously, somebody somewhere else was just extremely focused on seeing me or seeing someone that looked like me or whatever the case may be. So I kind of something told me in my head to go the other way, and then I end up passing in their experience. You know what I'm saying? And being a part of their manifestation. That's why I was like, how we could, in essence, be figments of each other's imagination. You know what I'm saying? Because I always tell people too when they come across, and I was like, I bet you just got into crystals, or you been questioning, you know what I'm saying, like your spirituality, this and that. Like, yeah, man, how you know that? Cause we manifest our thoughts and what we focus on, and I'm obviously in front of you because you've been focusing on the things that I deal with, you know what I'm saying, and so it's put me here in front of you, you know what I'm saying. But we are just physical, remote physical vessels of our, of our higher self, And that's why, like I say, allowing or being in the receptive mode, and you know, uh, being in or surrendering to the universe, surrendering to your powers. As a matter of fact, because I watched Doctor Strange for the first time, and I saw like where she brought the ancient one brought up that, you know what I'm saying, like where she was like, it's about allowing, like you're not really controlling anything, you just kind of letting energy flow through you, you know what I'm saying, allow the energy to flow through you. And you start to see how much we are just a physical extension of our higher self and of source, and that it's not us necessarily controlling things as much as it is us going with the flow of the laws of the universe, just going with the flow of that, and it allows us to manifest in a way where it almost feel like, oh yeah, I control, I'm manifesting this and that, but it's really just a state of allowing or surrendering, or being in receptive mode. But like, we are just extension, it, and some people kind of dislike the fact it's like, oh wait, I'm not in control, I'm just like a little bag of meat that just go. Basically, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I go another thing too, where you don't give into your ego. That's why it's not, spiritually healthy on that level also, because this is just this little vehicle. This is a little vehicle to send little signals out to your higher self, and this is just this is experience also, you know what I'm saying? So this the lowest point of our existence is not the end all be all. So, don't see your humanity as, oh man, I'm letting something else control me, and I can't manifest. Look, things work out great regardless, you know what I'm saying? So don't be in your ego feeling like, oh, I gotta control this situation, or I gotta manifest this on this level, in which we've all been guilty of it, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because dealing with the law of attraction, when you first hear of it, you coming at it with the approach of from your ego. So in essence, you coming at it like, all right, I'm try to control, I want to make sure I manifest this, try to be more of a deliberate creator, you know what I'm saying? In which, like I say, we are in essence deliberately creating, and and in essence in control of our manifestations, but for the most part it deals with our higher self, you know what I'm saying, and we send signals out, and our higher self sprinkle us with all the goodness of all the vibrations of what we focus on and put out, for the better or the worse, you know what I'm saying. But I just realized how much, like we are co-creating, and how much, like if somebody else manifestation or if somebody else manifestation powers are strong, or they focusing a little strong on something, then you may end up becoming a part of their experience because they focusing on you or something dealing with you, more than you're focusing on what you're manifesting, you know what I'm saying? So in essence, that becomes a part of your manifestation. And it just goes to show you how much we are one organism, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, it's all one, all interconnected. And like I say, that's why I brought up the thing where where somebody else experiences bringing you somewhere else, because just like I say, we're not in complete control. We're just flowing. We're letting energy flow through us. We just a little physical. We're a little physical foot soldier for our spirit or for our soul. That's the best way to put it. Somebody to go scout the area. In essence, and to be, to experience and see like, all right. Uh, I don't like this experience. I want more of this. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't like this vibration. I want more of this vibration. You know what I'm saying? Like we're here as a signal, to send up, information to our higher self, basically. But that's basically it. I always like to tap into those certain ideas because I feel like there's certain things that people, when I'm watching YouTube, I feel like there's certain things that people don't get deep into or don't really discuss in essence. In which rightfully so, because even with me getting into it, it could kind of, I say get confusing, but it could feel like, all right, how do I explain this? Like, what's the best way to put this in terms where people could understand it? So I can see why people may not, get into that those type of explanations, but I really be thinking about that. I'm like, every situation, everything, we all focusing on different things. We're all a kind of manifestation of each other's thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm a manifestation of my mom and dad's thoughts in essence. And like I say, though we are vessels though, so it's like, so within that same example, yes, I'm a manifestation of their thoughts, but I also was the person that picked them out from a soul level before I even got there. You know what I'm saying?
What's up,
So
homie?
you know what's the deal, my brother? I got you. But that's the thing. It is basically you don't have control over the situation. So just as much as my parents and my dad came together and manifested me, it's more of the fact that, wait, hold on, I picked them as my parents in the first place, so it had an energy, working before their own consciousness could come together and create me. I was already have I was already being one with source and picking out them before I came into physical. So it was like it was already written in essence, before it happened. That's another thing too, where like with prophecy and things of this nature, it's like things already being in a certain place before you get here. So another thing that make people confused is like, well, how could, well, if everything is already written, then what am I experiencing? Like, what am I here for? You know what I'm saying? If it's already written. I mean, in essence, it is, but you experience it, you know what I'm saying? And there's different directions and ways you could go within your experience. So even though you have this certain outcome, there's different ways to get to that certain outcome. And that's where the experience come in, you know what I'm saying? And that's why too, I always say like your spirit guides and your higher self always know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? They know what's up. That's why they can't tell us too much, you know, in essence. Whereas against the rules on in that realm, you know what I'm saying, for them to deal with us on that level. So that's why, like until you connect and gets, that hawk side, like Haru, Horus, you know what I'm saying? But that pineal gland gets that, that big scope of, the bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and picture Jasper help with that, but like, you get that bigger picture, you Lexite too. You get the bigger picture of the situation, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, we're just physical vessels moving at the pace of our, at the pace of how our higher self directs us. And yes, we have a little power as far as we got action power and allowing power, but for the most part, it's the essence of our higher self that's really, manifesting things and really making things happen. So, but that's it. Peace. Happy now. Now is to vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.